All right. So this handsome fella sitting next to me in this box over here that y'all have to hear this uncomfortable conversation is the other messy boots, Norian Love. Sir, what the hell? What the hell you today?
Were you not entertained? Were
Let's
you
talk
not
about
entertained?
let's talk about money, power, and sex. Who made you write this? Because this is some batshit ass crazy.
You know, I am.
What was you going through?
It wasn't. You know what? It wasn't even. It wasn't even that. It was just like I tell people all the time. These characters, they come to me. Like I don't do it. Like Donovan showed up one day and said, "Hey, this is what happened." I know exactly where I was when it happened. I was in the West Indies at my mom's house. It was about 3 in the morning. I just got up and you know, so it's a lot of that. So I don't know where it's going either. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But they come to me for real. That's just a thing. Oh, mm-mm. Now I will say the business architecture of it had a lot to do with my time in corporate America. I think that was very much kind of highlighted by some of those things. But like, you know, some of the other elements, you know, you sound a little
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Give me one word. Okay, so let me. Okay, let's talk about. Let's go through character by character.
Okay.
Because I'm almost finished with book one, and I'm gonna jump into book two tonight.
Mm.
I'm 85%, 86, 87, something like that. So I'd have gotten to the pack. I'm at the point where they're at the hospital.
Mm.
And
Mm.
Lucas just found out the information about Ronnie and then the issue with Nichelle and Donovan and the money.
Mm.
So I'm not going to say more than that because I feel like y'all need to go read this book like for real. Like, y'all know I don't be bullshitting about my reviews. And I know I got 6 reviews to do. This one you need to read. Okay? And I'm serious. I got my glasses on, so y'all know I'm serious. When I don't have my glasses on, I'll be squinting shit. Y'all know I won't be serious. But I got my glasses on, I'm looking at y'all. This is a book to read. Okay, so we got that clear. Let's talk about Nichelle. Why is she so fucking selfish? What? Who did you wrong, sir?
You know what's interesting
Anybody
about
do
the
you?
show, and it's gonna be hard to have this conversation because there's like more to the show, right? You get like as you know, there's other books, but it's like so, but to keep it where you are, and then you haven't like, oh my gosh, like you should have, because yeah, she's selfish. She's selfish.
I didn't think she was selfish until Donovan came back. And then this little tidbit of information I got of wishy what about the money, I was like, I know you fucking lying.
Mm.
And then Ronnie old contrite crazy ass. Why would
We
ain't
gonna call
nobody got
offline because see it's like uh, yeah.
Ronnie?
I'm
She
sorry,
is
y'all.
conniving. That is the word for her. I said bitch. Oh, here, right here. Nichelle is selfish. I said Ronnie was a bitch. No, she is conniving. She's self-serving for sure.
This is true. This is true. Now, I think that they have their reasons, right? Like they have whatever their reasons are. They have them, and I think what's cool about watching them do what they're doing is that how much they double down on what they believe. Like you're gonna see who they are at the core. By the time you get to the end, you're like, oh, I know, and not only do I know this person, I know a person like that. Like I know someone kind of, maybe I don't know all, but if someone were to be this person, I think of 5 people like this, and so I think that's what's fun. But they're a handful.
So what one word would you give Lucas? Because to me, he was gullible. You're so fucking gullible. Sir,
Mm, mm.
can you give him another word, another definition? Because
I think that Lucas is one of those people, that he's been loved his entire life. Everyone loved him. He was brought up in a nurturing family. He's been taught the right things. He bought the values. He did. So he can only see the goodness in people, even in their bad. He's not stupid. He's just supremely. He sees people at their highest version. And so
he's book smart, but I think he's a little street dumb.
Now that may be true. That may be true.
He's very book smart.
That may be true. But I think that when he says he cares about you, he cares about you. And I think that, and so I think that gets him into trouble.
But Ronnie, though, of all people, you want to, of all people, Ronnie? Hey, AA. Hey, Stormy. Hey, Toy. But Ronnie. Oh, okay. So Lucas, I'm going to deem him as, okay, so we're going to change him. He's book smart, but he's not very street savvy.
Okay. I can, you know what? I can live with that. I think I think he can live with that.
Probably. He gullible though.
He might be he might be a little.
The ninja is gullible.
See, I can't even, because there's so much in happening.
It's so much to go on, and I do want people to read this book.
You got, but see, what you said, okay. I know where you are, but yeah, okay.
And it might change. It might change. Now let's talk about Donovan.
Donovan.
He's delusional. But he's truthful.
He is truthful.
He's very truthful, and the truth hurts.
I'm trying to tell you.
He said, "Can you go get me some?" He said, "How about? Don't you want some coffee?" And she smiled. He said, "You can go get me some too, nigga." Nigga, you done dick my language. You didn't gave it to her, and then you gonna say, "Can you go get me some?" Sarah.
Donovan, one of them dudes, man. That's just who Donovan is.
Okay, so I have a question. I know you probably ain't gonna tell me. Mm-hmm. Is Ronnie setting up Lucas because she like rough?
I cannot say anything. I can't. I can't say. I can't answer that one.
She got bruises everywhere.
I can't answer any of that.
She like.
You gotta. No, I can't answer that. I mean, in fact, like what I will say is, even the stuff we're talking about, like because of where we are, it's like and I'm actually right now in the series doing some stuff, so it's like, okay, I gotta remember where, what I'm saying, like, okay, this is because, like, well, you'll see.
It's just, how many books is in this series?
7. Yeah. You don't know. Don't know. And I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I think, like, see, look, Seduction over there, and then I think there's Ronnie right there. Ronnie got her own book, but it all It all goes somewhere. You know,
But
it's that's where I go.
I need to buy books 2 through 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, not two. I have two.
Yes, yeah,
I have one
So,
and two.
yeah, you gonna go from one
I
them
need
two. You
three
gonna
through
go.
seven.
You're moving right into seduction, and so yeah. We'll have more conversation. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm gonna be cussing you out on these. I already know I'm about to be cussing you out. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'm
And
gonna
that
cuss
was the
you.
whole thing that I'm saying. I knew you was. That's what I was saying. That's what I was. See, now it makes sense. These gonna be bad. That's why I said, hey, look, I'm gonna break it up because these probably gonna be bad because of this.
But I
That's what I'm
mean,
saying. Hmm?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not gonna play with you, Norian. I'm not, and I'm not, and I'm not. I'm not. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, sir, because why would, but can't
Okay.
nobody be saying not one person that's redeemable? Well, I guess Lucas, he's a redeemable person. He's the only one who ain't hiding nothing. Or is he? Don't make me throw this notebook at your face.
I can't say that. What you want me to say? I can't say nothing. You got you know.
So he
Look,
hiding something, Norian?
I can't say a
You
word.
can't say a word.
You
You
about to read
can't.
what?
Give
Okay.
me a smoke signal or something. I'm gonna read it anyway.
No, I can't. Why would? Because then you gonna be mad. Because then you gotta trust the process here. You
I
got
just
to.
answer one question.
I know, but you gotta trust the
I
process. That's
just
what I'm
need
saying.
one question
You're gonna
answered.
get
And
your
I
answer.
promise you I
I
won't ask you
promise
no
you.
more questions.
I promise you gonna get this. There's well, okay. So wait.
If I go
Okay,
find
no, you
out
know what?
sooner or
I'll
later.
answer the question. No, I will. You know what? I thought about it. I'll ask the question. Um, no, he's not hiding anything. That's the answer. I'm saying, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the answer.
So
Yes, he answered
he
your
with the
question.
shits.
No, he's not hiding anything.
He with the shits though. I'm not asking you. I'm making a general statement. He's with the shits.
Okay, well, I answered the question that you wanted me to know. Look, we're gonna talk. I promise we're gonna talk. Ooh.
Okay, you got my blood pressure up high. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. So, sir, you've been in this business for a good little minute.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I started realizing that myself. Like, wow, yeah, time. It's wild.
So what got you into wanting to be an author or being an author? Was it by design? Was it by accident? Tell us your
Man,
story.
this is a crazy thing. Like, the more I explore it, the more I realize, like, it was probably somewhere in it. You know what I mean? Something. There's some. I believe everything is by design. I think this was one of those things for me now. No, I would have told you before. I spent a lot of time in analytics and natural gas. I was a natural gas trader for about 12, 13 years. And so numbers and, data and quantitative analysis, that was kind of my field, and so this wasn't creativity wasn't the thing that, you know, and one day it shifted. And it had a lot to do with that place at the time because I didn't want to do none of that no more. But but when it shifted for me, um, it was just one of those things where you spend so much time living for everybody else when you live for yourself. You know what I mean? And so it was like this was a good moment in time for me to try to figure out what that meant for me. So y'all got me now. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. Are you a reader while you write, or do you just read when you're not writing?
So here's the funny part, right? And this is something people gonna roast me for and all that good stuff, is that, like, I read less and less. And it's just because I don't want to interrupt what I'm, you know what I mean? It's very hard for me to pick up. Now, I buy books compulsory, but reading them, I don't like. I think one of the last books I read, it might have been, I can't even tell you what it was, but maybe it was Will Smith's book. But man, that might have been the last book I read, and I saw it happening then. I was like, oh yeah, nope, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, just so I got to be able to tell the flow of what's going on in my head, because I don't want to be influenced by until I know all the structures of what I'm trying to do with the voice. It's kind of hard to get any kind of outside. I think that there's a level where you want to study styles, and
Right,
you start to want to know, oh, okay, I can do that. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. That kind of thing.
right.
Um, but I think it's not until you can fully flesh out what yours is before you start to ingest some of that. But like as a kid, I read everything. Like I mean everything. I was one of those people. Read. I knew who all the milk carton kids were. You know what I mean? Because I read that. I was like, hey, yo, I think that's Sarah Sutherland. They're like, what? Who? Like just I read. She's age
But what
8,
do you
ginger
like to
hair.
read though? I mean, what's the genre that you like to read in?
Man, so that's the other thing. It's like I'm really kind of all over the place. Like I'm a big science fiction person. I like a good fantasy. I have my romance preference when they show up. The ones that I'm like, okay, you know what, this is something I want to, you know, um, get into. And then I'm gonna read some. I gotta, like, I gotta. It depends on the shelf, honestly. It just depends on the shelf. I mean, like I'll go on the comic book run. And it's just like, okay, I'm in this whole graphic novel. And so it just depends. Whatever I'm in the mood. I'm a mood reader, I guess, if you will. But I think that like right now, it's just more about making sure it's clear. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
yeah.
right. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I do. I get it.
When's the
I
next steps? Oh man, like why are you gonna do me like that, Tiffany? How you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's
You
okay.
know
Ask me
what?
the question.
We gotta do something. We really do. We gotta. I've been meaning to do that, and I miss it. I miss it. I miss it, man. We had a good time, so we gonna do
You
something this
have
summer.
to include us,
We gonna do
clue
something
us
this
in
summer.
what y'all talking about.
So okay, so like a few years back, I used to host a. It was like during the pandemic, and it kind of lasted for a couple of years, but it was like a poetry versus called
Okay.
Snaps. See, so we would all go in, we'd read our poems, and it was we would read the opposite poem from time to time. It was a good time, and so we haven't done it in a minute. And then we did it live, and then Tiffany came to the live event, and she tore the house down because it was a good crowd. She came out there, and Tiffany just, I'm telling you, Tiffany, like if you ever get the opportunity to see Tiffany live, I mean with poetry, I'm telling you, man, I like, she is dangerous with that pen. I'm telling you, that girl right there, woman, excuse me, like she put some respect on her name. So she tore it down live. We had a couple of other real good artists, and so we need to do it again. We just ain't. I just ain't been. I've been trying to do it. I'm sorry. That's on me.
If you're in here, can you follow me? If you're not already, follow me or send me a message so I can make sure that I'm following you, please.
Man, look, don't let Tiffany fool y'all. She too humble over there. Y'all don't let. I'm trying to tell you that we'll be right. Don't let her fool you. So, look,
Because I would love to see some of your work. Love, love, love. So, question out of your catalog, who is your book wife?
my book wife.
Out of your catalog, who is your book girlfriend and who you sliding with?
Oh, yeah. You gotta read my books.
Out of your catalog, you tell me who you going to,
Oh,
and you need to say what book is from so that they can go read those books.
oh, you know what? I will say this. It would probably be Shanice Gibson. Shanice Gibson, from anywhere from Marcus to Sukanya. That'd probably be the one. That would probably be the one for sure. And what's cool about Gibson is like,
That's the name of the book.
well, Gibson is a short, but You, in
It
order to
don't
know
matter
about
what
Gibson.
it is. I want them to go pick up the book so they know who your
Okay,
good
so
wife is.
so you will meet Gibson in Marcus. That's where you should start.
Mm-hmm.
No, but to truly see who Gibson is, you got to go to Codename Sukanya, and that will make sense as you journey through that little bridge. And
Right.
so and they're all short reads, especially Gibson's. Gibson's is probably like 40 pages. It's not even. It's just a quick read, but it gives you breaks into what Sukanya is and what it means, and I hope that like you go down that journey because you're gonna have a blast. I'm telling you, I'm not even selling it. I just know. Look, my mom read that book. That's her favorite book. And my mom don't read my books, so it's like she read that and she's
Yes,
like,
your
"That's my
mama,
favorite book."
should you want her to read your books? Is the
That part, she gonna skip over something. But and I told her like, when she first saw the first one, she was like, "Yeah, I'm not reading that." I was like, "I get it, I get it," But then,
be traumatizing your
um,
mama.
huh?
I'll be traumatizing your mama.
Yeah, she was like that. But when we got to Gibson, she was like, "Oh, because Gibson's half West Indian, half black, right? And that's kind of like that's our bloodline, And so, and she's from where my mother's from, so she was already like, wait a minute now. That's what I call her attention. She's like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, And then when everything happened, she was like, okay, like this one I like. So, that's. Read that. Get to Gibson. You'll see it.
But do your sister read your books? I know she travels with you, but does she read your books?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She'll read. She's a reader, but again, another mood reader. But she'll look. We'll have those conversations too. And it's like because honestly, as you say that, I think that's probably her favorite character too. Because it's Gibson. Gibson's. You got to get to Gibson. You'll get there.
I
You
gotta
gonna
get
get.
to Gibson.
You finna go. You look. You gonna bring me back, and I promise you, this is gonna be a way more fleshed out conversation. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, like just in the next 20 minutes of your life, it's all gonna like. Watch. Just wait. It's all I'm saying. I
Okay.
told you.
So
And
who's your
look,
girlfriend?
when you get there, in your head, I want you to think me saying, "I told you so." That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
So who's the girlfriend?
Huh?
Who's the girlfriend? So you gotta have a book wife. You have to have a book girlfriend.
Ooh, girlfriend.
And then who you slide with? No titles, y'all just slide.
Okay. Ooh, dang. Okay, so
If you
girlfriend.
pick who I think you
Girlfriend.
gonna pick about sliding with, I'm judging.
Judge me if you want. Look, okay, so I, I think the girlfriend would be Kendra.
From
Seduction.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know who Kendra is.
And then who I'm sliding with? Yeah, it's gonna be Ronnie. It's right gonna be Ronnie.
I'm judging.
You
So
asked me, whatever. Hey,
I'm
look, hey,
judging.
hey, look. I ain't gotta deal with the problems. Just so that
I'm,
I
yeah.
ain't gotta deal with the problems.
And I about knew it too. I about knew it. So if you don't mind me asking, what part of the Caribbean you guys are from?
Nevis.
Okay.
It's a small. It's about the size of. I live in Houston. Houston's out from the downtown to the midtown is about 35 miles around. That's about the size of the island. You know, so like you take a plane to a plane to a boat.
So
you know,
what is it close to?
um, it's about 2 hours south of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where it is. But yeah, it's a I go there every year. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I really am.
My
I'm,
ex is from St. Lucia.
oh, see, so is mine. So is mine.
He gave me so many headaches.
So so is mine. Oh, them Lucians. God bless them.
I hope they ain't the
Uh,
same family. I hope they got the same family. Whew. Okay.
right, Tiffany. No,
Uh,
I love it there. You know, and so we have a good time every year. You know, getting out there.
you're not worried about uh, the political climate and traveling?
Wait, you said what?
Are you worried about the political climate and traveling?
I mean, like, as much as I can worry about, the wind change, like, people, like, at this stage of life, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me started. Don't get
I
me
mean, I'm not
started.
trying to get you started. I'm just asking,
No,
does that bother you?
no,
Because
it
I mean,
doesn't bother me
even
in the
with
sense of
political
like,
climate
it
and
doesn't. In fact, what I will say is this: like, honestly, what I enjoy about the world political climate is people are starting to recognize, hey, we don't need to really be dealing with this bully the way that they think they are. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I appreciate it, and that goes for a lot of the actual um, governments in Africa who are starting to try to align with one another and starting to kick, people out or whatever case may
right,
be. So I think that like, from I think I look at it from that perspective is that like, like this thing, like, how many times a snake gonna show you so it can bite you? You know what I'm saying? Like you go before you I don't get me started. Let's move on.
right. But are you worried about the political climate and writing? Because I know that is a big thing where they're trying to ban books. Does that scare you, or do you have a contingency plan?
Yeah, no, I think that no, that I don't worry about people desiring to read in a technological age. You know what I mean? Like we can get you anything you want, and I think that's really kind of the sense that like you can't control that. Now you start limiting access to the internet and some other things and we'll have different problems, right? But right now the mechanics of like if you want a book right now, then they can stop you, banned or not. If we put it in a certain site, if we do this, if we do, and so that's really what you got to think about like from a business aspect. Like there are just so many avenues now, you
Right.
know like the avenues are almost like as wide or as limited as your imagination is. You know what I mean? I think that's what's cool. So
I implore any author that's in here, be ready to pivot. Be ready to pivot because even though it look crazy in the news right now, more stuff is gonna come down the pike. And be ready to pivot. You may not be able to get your book on shelves. You may not be able to sell on Amazon. Be ready to figure out what your next step is.
no,
And
yeah,
that's
no, and
just
even that part of it, like even the like one thing I will always say is that like you know like if social media was shut off today, right? How do you access your customer? You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to control that data. That's what these other companies do so well, And so if you can figure that nugget out, you got the rest of it, But they retain the data, because when you go to Amazon and you buy a book, from me or whoever else, the next time you go back to Amazon, they don't recommend my next book. They recommend the next book that they want to sell you. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's just that part.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so how do you sustain that? But that's a whole nother conversation for another time.
What's
But
amazing to me is we had Jacko J hit number one
mhm.
multiple weeks, multiple times, and they still not recommending her books.
You see what I'm
What
saying?
they what they
So
change?
it's just one of those things where what if people haven't seen this, and I hope people watch this part about what I'm about to say next. Like, this is a moment, in time where there's enough of us, and we just demonstrated that this last weekend, right? There's enough of us to be a movement. You mean, like, there's enough of us to do something outside of the infrastructure and support everyone we care about. This community is deep, and they love one another. You mean? And so it's like, we don't need Jeff Bezos to do that. Now a lot of people are aligned to this because obviously, the financial implications, X, Y, and Z, but we don't need it. As long as we got each other, we got to have each other. We got to have each other. And I think if we can understand that widespread and really buy into that, because because we're at a new place in time where we're starting to understand that could be part of the dialogue. You mean? And so if we can start to really just invest in that, I think we can see some amazing things. You mean? And I say all the time, it's not me versus you or me versus, it's us against all of that. You mean? That's how we got to see it. Those are the White Walkers. It's coming. You know what I mean? I don't care who the Game of Thrones is. The ice giants over there. They got robots now. So, never mind.
I think the problem is everybody wants to be the chief and no one wants to be the worker. Nobody wants to, everybody want to be on top instead of just saying, okay, what's the collective? What can we do to move this movement forward? It doesn't have to be one leader. It can be several leaders. It doesn't have to be several leaders. As long as everybody's rolling up their sleeves and putting in the work, I think anything could be accomplished.
And even to that point, you got to think about that mindset. Where did you learn that from? Where did you learn that from? Because I promise you, everyone else isn't practicing that. Not the way that it happens here. And so it's just leading with love and authority and understanding that people are in different places, but really seeing the bigger picture is that, like, hey, we gotta go. We are whoever can get there. Like, then you can bring up some other people. You can do this, but somebody go, because we got something, and we got something that's special, and we don't allow people to dictate our stories anymore. I think that's kind of the message, right? So if we can continue to foster the ones who are going to defend that strong and deeply, now we can build on that, and then that builds infrastructure, and then maybe that connects with people who are only telling those stories. Absolutely. And then that becomes why, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the whole mindset for me, at least. And so I know y'all ain't come on here for that, but like,
it's a conversation. I think the conversation needs to be had.
So I think that's really kind of what it is for me. I think all of it, man. I love everybody doing this, man, because why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, do that shit, man. Do that shit. You got it. Go. You too? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I think because everybody wants to be seen or heard, and instead of just saying, okay, so what can I do? Like, I'm a big component of making sure that the voices in this particular industry, that the voices that need to be heard are shouted. You don't have to hear my voice. It just wasn't a lot of podcasts. You have Storm. Now you have some other literary podcasters, but you really didn't have a lot that talked about the books that we love. And she was the only one manhandling it by herself. And so when I came to her, I was like, hey, this is something I'm interested in doing. She was like, come on. You know what I'm saying? It was never, oh, she's trying to copy off of me, or it was never, why are you doing this? I had this covered. It was never that, ever that.
But even if it were, and I'm not saying it was, because I know Storm. I know but let's just say hypothetically, let's take two person, take it away from y'all, two other people, right? And someone did copy someone, right? What you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, okay, again, that is still the accountability on us to just defend the line. We gotta what's important to this community is gonna pan itself out over time. You get what I'm saying? And so, you know, like when hip hop was born. You know what I'm saying? See, here's what's interesting. What we're seeing right now, it looks marvelous, you know, but it's only marvelous because we assume that there weren't great storytellers in between maybe the 1960s and the 19, let's call it the mid 1990s, somewhere in there. But the reality of it was they had no way to tell those stories. We've always been griots. You know what I'm saying? We've always been storytellers. You always knew somebody who had an amazing story. But you know what? We weren't able to put that down. And this is the first time in modern history we're able to build something like that. You know what I'm saying? And where it doesn't have to
No,
be just the
or
one.
but it wasn't that the stories wasn't told. It was just told in music. It was told in rap.
Yeah, exactly. Other media, but see, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even those things, right? So you had those artists. That was their thing. We've always had musicians. We've always had writers. We've always had actors. We've always had all these things. But there was a point in time where this was suppressed so much because of how publishing works here. You know what I'm saying? But now that's opened up. So now you're seeing you know, but you know, like I'll tell you, I'm not even gonna use another writer. I'll just tell you, like, you know, for whatever I am as a storyteller, the best storyteller I've ever heard was my dad. You mean this guy? I'd be there like, wait, what? And I was 8, you know, and so it was just one of those things where, and he never ran out of story. And so doing this now, a lot of times I feel like, man, you know what? That guy never got his shot because this wasn't here. But if this was here, y'all would have heard some amazing stuff. Because I was like, how did you? And you haven't read that's some of the architecture of that. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, you know, it's just one of those things.
I remember. I'm a listener. I love to hear my grandparents when they were alive talking about the good old days. Like my grandparents on my mother's side are from Louisiana. My grandparents on my father's side are from Arkansas.
Mhm.
And just to hear about my grandmother talk about, yeah, they used to sit up on that low Bundy and with that little shot of whiskey and just be lying and lying and lying. Or when she would go to a funeral service and she said, girl, we sat in the back because we didn't know if it's going to be a shootout or not. Wait a minute, what was you involved in, lady? You know what I'm saying? You know, because
That's it.
I mean, and then just really like I try and teach my son, like he has no interest, but I still talk. I still talk to him about it because
Mhm.
one day I hope he will grasp on because one day he's gonna have kids and they're gonna be like, well, who was such and such? Oh yeah, my mom used to talk about them and da, 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 da. But I would always sit because I'm nosy by nature. So I was like, okay, but who is X, Y, and Z? And so my grandmother, she'll lean in, she'd be like, well, sister girl, well, such and such and such. But you didn't hear that from me. All right, all right, all right. And we would go out about our day. But that was our bonding experience. My grandfather would tell us about, I said, Papa, are you hungry? Well, I ain't been hungry in 40 years because, you know, back in the day, he would go into his story. But because we were small, we were sponges. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's how you relay the stories
The
from
next,
them to me to my kid. I'm hoping my grandkids.
that's it. That's it. You know, and that's what I'm saying is that like, you know, it's such a bigger thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we gotta I can't wait to see what this becomes. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care who's at the top of it, doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But if you because what you're doing is saying, hey, there's a voice over here. You know what I mean? And we don't need your permission to recognize that
Right.
voice. You know? And so from that, man, like, man, thank you guys. Thank everybody. Thank everybody that picks up anybody's book that shares their reflection, man. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. You don't understand the blood, sweat, and tears on one side, but the joy and the elation on the other side, man. Just riding with someone, taking the time. This is what I did with 6 months of my life. And you shared that experience with me. Thank you. Me and thank you because it gives me the motivation to do it the next time.
Yes.
And you feed off of that. You mean like because it just it's don't get me started. Let me stop.
So, what's your favorite part of being an author?
um, damn. Um,
Look,
I'm like,
that's an easy question, ain't it?
is it? I love it all. I love it. I love it all. I love it all. I like telling the stories. I think I have like the writing mechanics of it. I love. Everything about this I love. Maybe the better question is my least favorite side is the the data. I think that part kind of like sucks me in a little bit too much. Brings me back to a place where um I have to pull out some skills, but like the art of it, man, it's a man, I love it. Yeah, the whole thing, everything.
I listen. The the support that you receive, like when you go to a book event.
Come on now.
Listen,
Come
when I
on
when I met you for the first time, you was like, "Listen, I'm a hugger." Oh, okay. Let me get on over here and
Yeah.
get this up.
You know, I'm
But
a,
you were so you didn't sit at your seat. You stood up. You talked about whatever the books were. I know what he was talking about. Y'all need to go read them. And then you had coloring books. And I was like, wait a minute. Not no black man got no coloring books. I'm coming back with them coloring books. Stop playing.
yeah,
But,
man.
but you were so elated and proud of your work.
Thank you.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were proud, and I could see it in the way you were standing. You were standing strong. You pointed to everything. And your sister just sat back there. She just smiled. She's like, "That's my brother. He working. I'm just here to help."
She definitely gonna ride with me. That's cool. Yeah. No, I mean, just like to your point, like I love us. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the kids stuff it's all the things I wish I would have had when I was a kid. Like this is all because to your point, right? Being a reader when I was a kid, loving reading. Loving reading and never being able to see me in reading. Just always being the goofy sidekick or the trouble kid or the whatever narrative they were trying to push. That was the only place I could see my reflection. But man, I wanted to do the hero stuff. You said I want to stop the bad guy. I want to, and so this has all become a love letter to that. Like these are the stories that I think I try to tell my best interpretation of what I feel like we deserve. I mean, like this is what you deserve. This is what it all needs to look like, and just pour myself into that because, you know, we need it. You know what
I
I'm saying?
love that. I love that you said this is a love
Fundamentally.
letter to
Yeah. I mean,
what.
it's every kid, every girl, boy, it don't even matter, man. I like just to know because so much of life has been, especially for the people in this generation, has been patching those wounds. You know what I'm saying? Patching those things that maybe unlearning certain things that were just innate in you, right? And so no, here's a new foundation so where you don't never have to even do that because that's a lot of waste of time.
Right, right.
You
All right, I'm gonna ask a couple of questions about you, and I'm gonna let you have your day.
okay.
What's one thing that you'll always include in your books?
I'll tell you the rest of that offline. But
Tell it. Say
no,
it though. We don't get flagged though.
I can't say it.
Okay.
Um, but you're probably gonna find a twist somewhere. Okay, that you can find a twist somewhere. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Because it's twisted.
there you go.
This story is twisted.
Yeah.
What would your readers be shocked to know about you?
Um. Wow. I think. Hmm. I'm gonna take the easy way out here and just say how much I love music. I think I'm a big music head. Like I am.
That's not shocking.
Damn.
I didn't shock and awe. So
Um. Hmm. Shocking.
nervous.
Oh. Okay. Damn, I'm pretty predictable, man. I'm pretty. Oh, you know what? Big gamer. Used to be a big gamer. If I could do anything for a living, like the reason I'm a writer is they already shunned the video game theory. If they would let me play video games for a living back in we'd be right there right now. I love music, but I haven't played video games in 20 years because I'm an addict. I'm a video game. I'm like I'm Gamers Anonymous. They have to be a club or something like that because I would play video games till the kingdom came, and even then they would have to get me off the controller. If you let me play video, that would be shocking. That would be because I love
I
so.
don't know if it's shocking or awe, but I'll take it.
All right, good
Because
enough.
you said you was an addict.
I tell you.
Okay, so I'll give you that. Um, what is something that you love? No, what is something that everybody loves but you hate?
So much. Oh, let me find something safe. Uh, mm,
Why are you
mm.
playing safe, sir?
Cause I know how this is. I can't certain shit I can't say. I already know. Was that crazy? Uh, Let me say. Okay, I'm gonna answer this question.
I'll
I,
give you one. I'll give you one. I
Give me
don't like
one.
trail mix. That's some nasty
Oh,
shit.
okay, we can do that. Okay,
You
because
can
I
say
was going
whatever
so
it is
much.
that you want. I don't like trail
Oh,
mix. Y'all keep that shit.
yeah, that's trash. That really is trash. I agree with you there. That really, I don't. Yeah, with the raisins, like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Sorry. Did I go away? Okay, sorry. My phone did something
Yeah,
stupid.
I was like, wait a minute. Is he gone? Is he
Yeah,
stuck?
no, no. Yeah, no. Trail mix is trash. I don't like. Can't say that either. You put me on the spot. I don't like.
Something that everybody loves that you don't like.
No,
Is it sexual?
no. I'm just saying, like a lot of things that people love, I don't like. Like you could just
What? One
throw a
thing.
stone. I don't like none of the new music that's coming out right now. I don't like they slang. I'm like Kendrick. I hate the way that you walk, the way you talk, the way I don't like none of this stuff. I don't.
Well, that's
I don't like
shocking.
where this. Huh?
That's shocking.
That's shocking. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. All of it. Every trend. I do not like it.
So
All
you're
of
an
it.
old school head.
Very much so. None of this is making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like none of this is keeping the bug with you. Nothing that's going on makes sense right now. We just
You
hear
are
something
showing
that
your
happened,
age,
but
sir.
yeah, no, I don't understand. I don't even understand how this thing is working. Okay, like I don't even understand. I promise you, I understand the logistics behind it, but I don't understand So much.
Okay, I got my shock and awe.
Was that it?
I have to. Yeah. Okay. You fulfilled it.
Because I got more.
You good. You good.
You got. I was like, you finna get me canceled before I get out the gates. Say nothing.
No. What are 3 things you must have in order to write?
Sense, music, and lighting. Yeah.
Oh.
I always I have a candle warmer over here, and that's another thing that I'm really passionate about is making sure that I have the right scent for the story. And then like the music is really kind of where it all comes from, if I'm being honest with you. Mm-hmm. So making sure that whether it's something I put together myself or something that I can like make sense to me, depending on the story, Gibson. I wrote that whole thing to one song.
Sense. Not sense, Latoya. Keep going. Sorry.
I don't see none of the comments.
She says, I thought you said sense. Like you have to have good sense. Not sense, like candle sense.
Sense. Yeah, sense. I'm sorry. Candle sense. Yeah, candle sense. I like that. I need it's a smell and sound, and I need the ambiance for it.
Okay.
So I think that's it. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's funny. I'm not laughing at this fool in the comments. I love her though. What hates to see you coming?
What you mean?
What hate to see you coming? My debit card hates to see me coming, and y'all know that.
Oh.
A book sale hates to see me coming because I'm going to buy up every book I can buy.
Let me think about that one for a second. I definitely got an answer for you. Like, all right.
Warriors game hate to see me coming.
Huh?
A Warriors game.
Okay, I can live with that. Oakland Raiders. There is a sandwich place around the corner. Wait, say what?
I'm not a Raiders fan.
Oh, silver and black tie dye.
I'm a New Orleans Saints fan.
My dad, never mind. That was me and my dad thing because he's again from Louisiana, so that was his team. Now I'm a Raiders fan. That was our we butted heads on that, man. So yeah, that okay. I'm not dealing with that shit. Y'all can take that somewhere else. And I love you, Officer Renee. I'm just saying, but no. I'm not doing it. Coco. And here we were. I just said.
Who that?
You know what? I'm not going to be trolled by y'all. That's what I'm not going to do. Y'all control all you want to. I just look. And y'all had Derek Carr. How'd that work out for you? Exactly.
Well, y'all had him too.
I know that's the problem.
Quick story time. So I used to be an Oakland Raiders fan. An Oakland Raiders fan.
Fair. Same here.
They moved to LA.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, y'all back. I'm gonna root for y'all. I'm gonna go to these tailgates. I'm gonna have a time. I'm going to these games, and we went. We went all the time. Mm-hmm. And then they talked about, okay, we're going to Las Vegas. And I said, if y'all leave again, I'm done.
I understand everything you just said right there. Because I was laughing at her too. No, I'm saying I understand everything you said right there because that was my first true moment of saying, man, can I get off this train? Because it's been a rough ride. You mean? But it's like
they need new ownership.
It's like a bad marriage. Where I'm gonna go now? I've got
they need new ownership. Years.
Huh?
They need new ownership.
They do. Them people crazy. You mean for real? So they do need new ownership. I'm not gonna lie to you there. But no, I love it. I love Bo Jackson. When I fell in love with Bo Jackson, I said this is my team forever. So the Lakers and the Raiders, California. That I told you where I was from. So that was where I was born.
The
That was my
Lakers.
team. So yeah, Irving Magic Johnson is the greatest player to ever play sport
I
basketball.
will not dispute that. But Magic, I mean, but the Lakers, oh,
Hey,
why didn't I ask LeBron?
no, I don't know. See, okay. To your point, I agree with that. I agree with you. I agree. I'm not. I didn't invite him to the club. Like he just, he just showed up. What am I supposed to do? Welcome to the all I can do is welcome to the team. Hopefully he gets a chip. But I'm with you. See, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing about Bron. You know.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
If you could collab with any author, who would it be?
Man, any author?
You can give me three if you want.
Oh man,
You
this
give
is
me
gonna be
one or you
tough,
give me
man.
three.
I would love to. You gonna see the poet in me is gonna say Langston Hughes, Nicky Giovanni, and then I'm gonna say James Baldwin. But I might say W.E.B. Du Bois just because of where he was in time and history. I don't know if you meant modern, but I was just these are my heroes. So I just think that like where he was in history, juxtaposed to Booker T. Washington's point, I think was a really, especially since he was such a fair skinned man. You know what I mean? Like just to kind of watch that, I think I would like to be a part of what was happening there. You know what I mean? Because again, Souls of Black Folks is a book that if you come to my house, I'm have my. You got a young boy here. Take this with you. Like I probably got 8. I finally copy. I always have copies around, and so I just think that because it's such a thing that like it's so prevalent even now. You know what I mean? And so yeah, so I would say those would be my people for sure.
Okay, I'm just trying to respond to Latoya because she mad because LeBron, she swear that's her husband. And she
Man,
told I just
your
listen.
husband
Oh,
be
crying ass
man.
LeBron. When it comes to basketball, that's all crying ass LeBron. I am a Golden State Warrior fan. Make no get
I
down.
would tell you this. Look, I don't see how you the king when Curry got as many rings you on your watch. Don't get me started now. Do not get me started on this
Say
guy.
it. Say it. Say it.
You can't sit up here and say, and then he won 3 of them on you, Bron. Like you all, and while you was crying, you should have been back on D. But here you go. I didn't, man. Look, don't get me. And then the one time y'all won, you cheated. You know it was you and them refs out there. Don't get me. Let's move on because this.
Say it. You might be my friend after all.
Whatever. Look. I'm trying to. I'm just look. I don't want no smoke out here. You know what I'm saying? But
You might be my friend after all. Latoya be all right. She know.
Man, bro,
She
I
already
gotta sing
know.
you a song. I used to play this song every time Curry beat him. Every time and then he had the whole the whole Justice League on the team. It wasn't just LeBron. You were playing Hall of Famers every time you played them. You
That's
still
how
play Hall. Bron don't not play with. Bron don't get just regular help. Bron get hired mercenaries at the peak of their popularity and skill, and then talking about he did it. Don't get me started on this. Look, I can't. My bad, bro.
You got you gonna have Latoya ready to burn down all the You gonna have her baby because she be serious about LeBron. She is serious.
I got a song I play for you about Bron, man. I wish I could. Just boy.
But I'm a Steph Curry fan. I'm a Gary Payton fan. I'm all in. All in.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm a KD fan. I am a KD fan. I thought he was a good fit. I just think
he was a good fit. I'm like a good like I like KD when he was. I like New Edition when Bobby Brown was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like New Edition when Johnny Gill was there. You know what I'm saying? So I like that they all together. So KD, the only thing about him is that like, once he left, bye. You know, because that wasn't loyal. That you know what KD remind me of. This is what it was. Let
He
me
remind me of
rephrase this R&B
what's
analogy.
his name from the Temptations?
Five heartbeats.
Huh?
Five heartbeats. Flash Thompson. Just in case. All that shit. That was KD. He came in for a minute, got a couple things. He was Flash.
What's
He's
his name
normally
from
at
the
the top.
Temptations though? What's his
Huh?
name? The one that left.
David Ruffin?
Yes, he's the David Ruffin of the group.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But like that guy.
Y'all didn't
So,
know I knew a little bit about basketball and the basketball players, huh? Shut you.
I'm a look, hey, learn it.
I know a little bit. I like a little sports.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
I go to the
okay.
games.
A little bit, yeah, I
You know,
see. Yeah.
I got jerseys in my room. Let me say a little bit.
I got you.
All right, got a question.
Yes.
Describe yourself in one word.
Curious.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Curious. Yeah. I think that yeah, I love learning. You mean I love learning. Crazy. Storm, leave me alone. That's only went up around Storm. Cause she a fool. So don't get me started.
Okay. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take
What
it.
about you? What would you describe yourself as? One word. That's a good question. I'd like to know the inverse of that.
Who, me?
Yes.
Describe you or me?
No, describe you
In
in
one
one word.
word?
Yes.
Um, uh, audacious.
I can see that. Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Audacious.
enough.
I'm not gonna be left alone, so I'm sorry. I'm introducing Cookie. And
Oh no, you good. Hey Cookie.
here come the other one. Get down. Everybody go. Everybody go. Now I got to do some editing. Everybody go. Sorry about that. Um, if you can if you can induct 3 authors into the Author Hall of Fame, who would your authors be?
Oh man. Jeez. The Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, new or old, dead or alive?
Ooh. I mean Toni Morrison's already there, right?
I don't know. Is she?
I mean, if she's not, she's my top choice.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take her. You know, I think um my second choice for a personal reason would be Paulo Coelho. You know, um, just because of how much that book meant to me on that particular journey. The Alchemist. Um, and then, shoot, my last choice. Ooh, dang, that's a tie. Um, ooh, okay. So it's gonna be a tie between Langston Hughes' early work or Alex Haley for the autobiography of Malcolm X. It's gonna be one of them two. I mean, I think because both of those were also very like Langston is the poet that I admire the most. You know, just on my own poetical journey, and then Alex Haley, that story. I mean, I think every young black boy should read it. You know, I really think every young black boy should read that around 12 years old. You
Okay.
know, this is my personal opinion. I think it should just be. I think there are two books young black boys should read as manuals through instructing as a black man through life. The Souls of Black Folks and the Autobiography of Malcolm X. I think you get so much from those two. You know, as food for what you're going to endure. You know, now there are others that I can recommend, but those two right there, I'd say just if you don't do nothing else, get these two. So yeah, that's why I picked.
So if you could invite 5 authors or writers to dinner, dead or alive, who would they be?
Why you keep doing this? Um,
I'm trying to give you 8 authors to give, or you can repeat. It's up to you.
yeah, no. Yeah, because I'm gonna take the people who I just talked about. Like, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be Du Bois, it's gonna be Haley, it's gonna be Langston, Nikki Giovanni, of course, James Baldwin. Um, did I say Hughes?
Mm-hmm.
I did say Hughes. Okay, so then let me pick someone modern. I think I'd take Tommy, Takashi, and then let me take for good measure Octavia Butler, you know, for 8. And then yeah, I think that'd be it. Yeah. I think that'd be my round table of people I want to discuss stuff with.
Okay, I want to be there.
You want to be there? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be a time, man. I would sit in that room all day. You
I
say
want to be there because I
I
would
would
want
sit
to
in the
know what
room
they
all
talking
day.
about.
I
I
would
would
be
want to
there.
know.
I would be there. I would sit in that room all day, man. Just pick their brains, man, because it's just so much. It's just so much. There's so much. They all do something so different but the same. You know what I mean? Like just like one is a master wordsmith as far as just how she will paint a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, wow, how did you do that? You know what I mean? And then there's the aspect of social commentary through, for lack of a better term, spoken word written down. This is what Langston Hughes kind of put together. It was just beautiful, and just how do you see this? You know what I'm saying? Like, Dream Deferred was just like, I mean, yeah. You mean like everyone can understand that, right? And so, yeah, I mean, to me, I'd be in there all day. No, wait a minute. So yeah, that would be
I,
mine.
I would love to be in that conversation.
Mhm.
I'll serve the cocktails if that's okay.
Okay.
I'm a licensed bartender. My drinks are good.
Really? We got to put that one to the test. I want to see you so you can make a million cocktails. Look, I love confidence. That's it. That's it. You're on. You're on. Challenge. Look. I'm a believer. I just want to be a witness. So there we go. Yeah, that's it.
No, I'm all right. All it is listening to what the customer wants.
Yeah, man, come on.
And if
Yeah.
they want something
Oh,
sweet,
yeah.
you have several flavors for them to try. If you want something a little tart, a little something with bourbon, something with whiskey, you kind of play to what they want. Skittles, no.
Okay. Hey, Crystal. I didn't even see. Look, just speaking.
So we're gonna wrap this up.
Mhm.
Ready to pop your shit?
Come on.
Hmm? What you got coming out for 2025? You got 6 months going
So
anywhere? You got any projects coming out? What's up?
I have been working very diligently on the next part of the Season of the Love series, Spring a Love Story. And my plan is to have I actually have completed all the music for it, and I think that, in my personal opinion, obviously I'm biased, like, if you've been following the musical journey of growth with me, this is it. We've hit cruising altitude, guys. Like this right here. And then what I'm gonna do with the never. So that's kind of what I'm excited about. And then I got to go back to the rabbit hole at some point in time and really kind of dig a little because I know some people kind of mad at me and stuff. And I've been working. It's just you want to make sure it's all you know where it need to be. So I'm trying to make sure of that. So yeah, we got some stuff coming up though. But yeah, spring probably the next thing. Spring probably the next thing.
And when I can't talk. Is there an anticipated release date?
Thank you, Chop. Yeah, you're just gonna put me on spot like that, ain't you?
I mean, if
Um,
you can't tell us, you can't tell us.
I can't tell you.
Okay. I get it, Daddy.
We own it. We own it. You were thank you. See, and I'm telling you, y'all listen to. I, I keep harping on this because it's not about anything that I've done in it. I really believe that these people. Again, we talk about the same thing, culture, and these people have a talent that should be appreciated. They have skill, and just be able to hear that, bravo to them. You know what I mean? So I just think that, like, man, we're building something special. All of this,
True.
but we got to do it with you. So check it all out.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just looking for something. Okay, go ahead. So, are you gonna be outside anymore this year?
Oh yeah. Well, I got so there's a event if you're in Dallas. I'll be at the Soulflower Expo there. The next week, I'm at the Indie Love 10-year reunion.
Mm-hmm.
The week after that, I'm back home in Houston at the Bayou City Book Festival.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I think we going to Literary Gems.
Okay.
Um, we'll be there. And then the week after that, I'll be at the House Party Experience hosted by that other Miss Alex House. And so, yeah, and then after that, the Chicago Book Expo with Jessica Watkins. And I'm back in Chicago with Boozy Book. I'm gonna be outside a lot. I'm
I
just
thought you
trying to
go
get,
to Boozy
yeah, I'm
Book
just
Tour.
outside.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
That's
you
my
gonna be,
next event.
huh?
I'll be in Chicago.
You in Chicago? Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying I'm gonna be outside a lot, man. I gotta
Bring
see.
my coloring books.
I got you. Don't worry. Say
Now talk
less. Say
about
less.
that. So for the people that's in here, because it's going on YouTube. What's up with the coloring books?
Well, okay, so like I write underneath another pen name as a children's author, and the mindset is that Norian will get you pregnant, but Tia's gonna watch the kids when they get here, and so it's the same thing. It's like I have coloring books, and then I have affirmational stories, and just really beautiful illustrated stories about young Black children going through just stuff, not necessarily needing to learn every code and creed that is out, but just being able to be a kid, and so I
Right.
think that's kind of what's important, and so yeah, I do it all. I do that part of it is what I'm saying. So I try to yeah, so that's what it's about. And then the illustrations themselves, um just on the coloring side, just because again, big comic book anime type of person, growing up, wanted to see those images, didn't necessarily have those growing up, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Any advice you would give to young male authors?
Keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. Like, I think that's the best advice I give to any author. Keep writing. I think that that's we can only read your story if you tell it. I'm saying, so yeah.
Do you feel like more male authors need to come into the fold?
Um, I think that, man, I think that there's just more. I think there's a place for any storyteller. Like, I think that, like, there is a audience for anyone who has a good story to tell. I think that that's what you know. If that's you, male, female, hey, come on. You know what I mean? I think that like, what's good about this community is that they'll make space for you. You know, and so it's just like, and truth be told, it's like, a reader's gonna read a book. So if it's a good book, they're gonna read that. That's what they want. So
Right.
make a good book. It don't matter what you look like then. You know what I mean? It's a good book. So yeah.
Okay. I like that. I do. I do. I do. I do. All right. Anything else? Any shout outs before I pop my shit?
Oh yeah, no. Thank you for having me. Shouts out to everybody doing this. Like, shouts out to everybody that's helping push the culture forward, man. This is something that's special that we have to protect, and I think that you're all assigned a task in it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just to be present. And so show up as you, and I think everything else is going to take care of itself. And so yeah, thank you. That's it. And thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's talk about Pop Your Shit upcoming guest. So on Sunday, I have author Aisha Bree. If y'all like the King's Family series, she that one. It's a few other books.
Shout out to Aisha. I know. Yeah, we did a thing together. So that's cool people.
And then on Monday, I have author Lala B. If y'all ain't read I married my dead husband's, I mean, I married my dead cousin's husband, I don't even know what y'all doing. Right. Right. But I tell you, that book is good and messy. It's good and messy. So make sure y'all pick up that copy. She will be on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Aisha Bree will be on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central. And then the following is the 13th, I have Naima, S.A. Sabrine. Can't wait. And then on the 14th, I have Ernest Lee and Michael Rain, who then wrote that good Addicted to the Texas Cowboy. But they owe nasty asses. Yeah, we got some shit to talk about. And then Monday the 16th, I have author BB Reed. So y'all stay tuned. I got some good authors for y'all to listen to. Y'all got questions, send them to my inbox. It's going to be a time. All right. Let's see. Events. Events. So I have the Boozy Book Tour coming up in October. So they also have they have a tour stop in Arlington, Virginia in July. I don't remember the dates. And then they have a date in October. It's a weekend. It's their 2-year anniversary. We'll go on in Chicago, stay in Chicago. What I'm doing in Chicago, mind your business. Don't tell nobody. I'm doing me. Okay? Let's see. And then remember the Boozy Book Tour's Melanin Ball in Las Vegas in February of 2025. It's going to be a time. Okay? You guys know that I'm having my first event September 4th through the 6th. 2026 is the Napa and Book Tour. It's going to be a time. It's going to be 3 days. September the 4th, we'll be doing a tour of the Oakland Bay area, San Francisco, Oakland. We'll be visiting the oldest black bookstore in the country, which is Marcus Bookstores. That's going to be a time. Friday night will be a tennis shoe ball. Saturday is the downtown Napa. I mean, not downtown. The countryside of Napa will be visiting 5 wineries. Saturday night will be a game night. A time will be had. There will be prizes. There will be food. There will be laughs. There will be drinks. It will be a time. And then on Sunday is downtown Napa, where we'll have brunch. And we'll be touring the tasting rooms in downtown Napa. A time will be had. So if you've never been to Jam Cellars, or if you've never been to Brown Estates, which is the only black winery in Napa, a time will be had. So more information about that will be in September. Okay?
I want to go.
You can come.
Okay.
You can come.
All right.
Tickets will be on, as far as tickets and all that kind of stuff, registration, all that stuff will be noted down the line in September. Podcasts. We have Black Girl Tired, Legal in Distress Black Girl Tired Book Talk, which is Storm's podcast. She's on are practically the same times that we're on. So you guys make sure y'all checking her out. Jaleesa Reeves, she has a podcast on Instagram. So if you're interested in getting on her podcast, make sure you respectfully go into her inbox and let her know, and she can tell you what the process is. Also, she has Book Me there. So if you have not been on her website and you're looking for book events, go on to Book Me there, and you can find all, and I mean all, the events that are going on in this book community that she knows about, and it's a lot. And then Lady Creole, she has what is it? The God, Jesus, I'm old. The bouquet be there or something. I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher up. Lady Creole has a podcast on Instagram, and it starts, I believe, next week. So next Sunday, or it might be this Sunday. I don't know. I have to check, but check her page so that you can see. Businesses. Mark Vitale. She is an author. I mean, not an author, editor. If you're looking for a good editor, find her. Mark Vitale is MARK apostrophe D Vitale. She all their links is in my bio. Okay. The Urban Tea Room. If you're looking for getting good teas, loose leaf teas, or you making your characters into teas, check out Natalie in the Urban Tea Room. Her link is in my bio. If you now listen, this next one, Erica, the Rita Baker, can read and she can bake her ass off. If you're looking for some good cookies, cake jars, brownies, she can make it all. Erica E. Sweets, her link is in my bio as well. If you're looking to get your book sprayed, or you trying to do special edition books, or you looking for another person that can do street teams and ARC readers and all of that, check out Jess from the Bibliophile Boutique. A good time. And then I can, last but not least, if you're looking to put your book in a bookstore, an online bookstore owned by a Black woman, Shannon from the Literary DFW. In addition to that, Shannon can do anything. She know how to do covers. She know how to edit. She know how to do visuals. She know how to do everything. She can do T-shirts. She can do candles. She do everything. So make sure y'all check out Shannon. She also has Spend a Night with a Box. There's 3 options. That third option, you're gonna get a little fun surprise.
What? No.
I got the third option.
Okay.
It's a good time.
It's all right.
It's a good time. So make sure y'all check out Shannon. Other than that, that's all I got today. I'm sure I probably missed some other stuff. We'll get to it next time. So thank you guys for joining us today. I appreciate all the likes, all the hearts and gifts. Norian, thank you so much for coming on. I'm about to text you my phone number so you can call me so we can figure out, get this here figured out. Because it ain't settled.
We'll sell it.
All right, you guys. Y'all have a good night and happy reading.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.